Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to learn about the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is a system that is responsible for the drainage of fluid from the interstitial spaces to the general circulation with the help of lymphatic ducts. Simply, we are going to write the definition. The system that is responsible for the drainage of fluids from the interstitial spaces to the general circulation with the help of lymphatic ducts is called lymphatic system. This system is also responsible for the removal of pathogens and toxic substances from the interstitial spaces. Simply, we are going to focus on the first slide. This is the first slide. In this slide, we can see this as aorta. This is descending aorta, and this aorta gave rise to arteries, and these arteries gave rise to arteriole, and arteriole gave rise to meta-arteriole. From the meta-arteriole, the capillaries arise, and these are the capillary network of the arteries. These are the arterial capillary network. These arterial capillary network provide nutrients and oxygen and other fluids to the tissue, and that is required over here, and then the remaining fluid is supplied with the help of this capillary network of the venous side. The capillary network of the venous side receive the fluid that is provided by this capillary network of the arteries. So the fluid is received by the capillary network of the veins, and these capillary network push the blood to the venules, and these venules push the blood towards the vein, and these veins push the blood towards the vena cava and then to the heart. So this was all about the circulation of blood, but over here the blood which first from this side toward this side is 9/10. 9/10 of the blood goes from this capillary network to this capillary network, and 1/10 of the blood or 1/10 of the fluid remain over here in the interstitial spaces. And the interstitial spaces that contain large number of high molecular weight protein and many other substances. So the interstitial space gets some percentage of the blood, or gets some percentage of the plasma, which is not absorbed by this capillary network. So what happened to this some percentage of the fluid? This percentage of the fluid is got by the lymphatic system. The percentage of the fluid which remain over here in between the capillary network of the arterial side and capillary network of the venous side is got by the lymphatic system. Focus on this diagram. In this diagram we can see over here that there is a capillary network, there is another capillary network over here which is represented in the small diameter vessel. These are lymphatic capillaries. And these lymphatic capillaries get that 10% of the fluid which remains over here in between the interstitial spaces. 90% of the fluid is which is supplied by the arterial network of the capillaries, by the capillary network of the arteries. 90% is received by this capillary network of the venous side, but 10% still remain over here. This 10% fluid is received by the lymphatic system, and this lymphatic system further drain this fluid towards the venous side. This capillary network further drain this fluid to the venous side. We are going to learn it in the next slide. In this slide you can see that these green color lines represent the capillary network of the lymphatic system, and these are the lymphatic ducts. The lymphatic capillaries receive these fluid and they drain these fluid toward the duct. These are called lymphatic duct. These lymphatic ducts push the blood uh, towards the veins, towards the vein. So over here you can see that these capillary network receive the fluid and push these fluid towards the lymphatic duct. But over here you can also see small round shape, these round shaped terminal over here. These are nodule shaped small, these are called lymph nodes. While pushing this fluid from one side to another side, this also passes through nodules or nodes. These are called lymph node. The lymph node actually is responsible for the filtration of this fluid. If this fluid contains some sort of pathogen, if this fluids contain some sort of toxic substances, these pathogens and toxic substances are neutralized by these lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are over here. The lymph node, I'm going to write the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes contain macrophages, monocytes, etc., and lymphocytes. So these macrophages, monocyte and lymphocyte are responsible for the neutralization or killing of the pathogens, and also responsible for the neutralization of toxic substances over here in the lymph node, and pass the filtered fluid towards the lymphatic duct. Then this fluid is called lymph. This fluid is now called lymph. The fluid which is gained by the lymphatic duct from the interstitial spaces by these capillaries. This fluid is called lymph. This is now called lymph. This is called lymph. So the lymph contain various lymphocytes and also white blood cells. And this lymph is further transferred towards the lymphatic duct, and from the lymphatic duct this goes towards the venous side. This goes towards the veins. So from 2/3 of the body, drain this 2/3 of the body drain this lymph towards the thoracic duct. Towards the thoracic duct. This duct is called thoracic duct. This is lymphatic duct, and this lymphatic duct is called thoracic duct. This is lymphatic duct, and this lymphatic duct is called thoracic duct. This thoracic duct receive the lymph from 2/3 of the body. This thoracic duct receive the lymph from 2/3 of the body, while 1/3 of the body receive a lymph from 1/3 of the body. The lymph is received with the help of right lymphatic duct. This is the right lymphatic duct. This is the right lymphatic duct, and this one is thoracic duct. So 2/3 of the body lymph is received by the thoracic duct, while 1/3 of the lymph is received by the right thoracic duct. This is the right thoracic duct. It's received from this side, and also from the cervical side, and from the right brachial side also. So but 1/3 of the body fluid, 1/3 of the body lymph is received by the thoracic duct. This thoracic duct further goes towards the lipped subclavian vein. This thoracic duct push this fluid, this lymph, to the lipped subclavian vein, and this the right lymphatic duct push the fluid towards the right subclavian vein. So we can say that all the lymph is received uh, by the subclavian vein. One-third of the fluid is received by the right subclavian vein, and two-thirds of the fluid is received by the left subclavian vein. The major one is left subclavian vein, which receive the blood from thoracic duct. So as we know that per minute, round about 5 liter of blood is pumped by the heart to various capillaries, to various blood vessels per minute. That is called cardiac output. Per minute, 5 liter of the blood is pumped by the heart, and 5 liter of the blood is drained by the blood vessel. But over here, around about 2 ml of the blood is drained by this network of lymph, by this lymphatic network. 2 ml of the fluid is pushed by this capillary network, by this lymphatic system. 2 ml of the fluid, 2 ml of the lymph is pushed by this lymphatic system to the veins per minute. 2 ml per minute, that is 2 ml per minute of the lymph is pushed to the venous side from the lymphatic system per minute. So this was all about the lymphatic circulation. In this diagram you can see that these are the tissues, these are the cells, various types of cells, and this is the terminal lymphatic capillary. How this lymphatic system push the fluid, or how this lymphatic system push the lymph towards the venous side. That is the entity that is responsible for the pushing of the fluid toward the venous side is the lymphatic bulb. This is lymphatic bulb. This is lymphatic bulb, which exists at the end of each lymphatic capillary, which exists at the end of each lymphatic duct or lymphatic capillary. That is called lymphatic bulb. This lymphatic bulb is over here, and all around the lymphatic bulb there is tissue, there are cells, and interstitial spaces. So lymphatic bulb is present in between the interstitial spaces. The lymphatic bulb is present in between the interstitial spaces, and this is present at the end of each lymphatic capillary. So what is over here? What is the function of this? This allow one-sided flow. This lymphatic bulb allow one-sided flow of the lymph from these interstitial spaces towards the lymphatic duct. How? In this diagram you can see that these lymphatic ducts are surrounded by fibrous muscular tissue. This lymphatic bulb is surrounded by muscle fiber. These are the muscle fiber which are present around each and every lymphatic bulb, and these muscles are continuously in contraction and relaxation form. These muscles continuously relax and contracts. During contraction and relaxation, what will happen? During contraction, it will push the fluid toward the lymphatic duct, and during relaxation, it will extract. It will drain the blood. It will drain the lymph from the interstitial spaces. During relaxation, these bulbs receive the fluid from the interstitial spaces, and during contraction, these fluid is pushed towards the lymphatic ducts. Now you should be quite clear about this one side flow of the lymph from the lymphatic bulb toward the lymphatic ducts. How? Because this bulb is responsible for the contraction and relaxation. And this bulb is having free slits. These are the free slits of these are the slits of the lymphatic bulb, and these slits allow only flow of the interstitial fluid toward inside. This do not allow the fluid to go outside. What will happen during contraction and relaxation? During contraction, the fluid will flow from the interstitial spaces. During the relaxation, the fluid will flow from the interstitial spaces toward the lymphatic bulb. And during contraction, what will happen? The fluid will go from this lymphatic bulb towards the lymphatic ducts. So this is all about the pushing of blood towards the lymphatic duct. Then what will happen? This lymph or this lymphatic bulb push the fluid toward the lymphatic duct, and these lymphatic duct or lymphatic capillaries contain walls. These contain walls which allow only one-sided flow. When the lymph or when the fluid is pushed towards the from toward this side, when the fluid is pushed from the lymphatic bulb side toward the lymphatic duct, what will happen? This fluid will no more go back. This fluid will never go back. This after getting forward, this can never go back because of the one-sided flow walls inside these lymphatic ducts. Just like the walls inside the veins of the body, these lymphatic ducts also contain walls, and these walls are responsible for the one-sided flow of the fluid. So the fluid is pushed towards what? The fluid is pushed towards the lymphatic duct, and from the lymphatic duct this fluid is pushed towards the veins, the left subclavian vein and right subclavian vein. During this flow, this fluid also goes through the nodes, the lymph node, and these lymph nodes remove all the pathogens and poisonous substances and toxins, etc., from this fluid, and make this toxin free. Now, if there is some sort of infection at some site, then these lymph node become swollen because of the high activity of the lymph node, because of the high activity of the macrophages and lymphocytes, etc., inside the lymph node. The lymph node at the particular site gets swollen. These lymph nodes are abundant in the axillary region and the groin region and the cervical region, and also in the intestinal region.